Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the second episode of the 5th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for offering a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, we had the aftermath of the finale of season 4, where Penny walked out with Raj looking like they've had sex together. Now, interestingly, we started in a different location. It was in the cafeteria at the university, talking and discussing the events and, obviously Leonard's mad with Raj. How could he do something like that? But interestingly, later on in the episode, during the conversation between Raj and Penny, it actually turned out that he didn't actually engage in intercourse at all. He basically said that as he was trying to put protection on himself, he basically finished, and it was a great time for him. Penny was like, yo, I'm so thankful that didn't actually happen. Let's go back to being friends. Leonard, he actually doesn't know this didn't happen, the intercourse. He still thinks that it went on, and obviously if it's going to impact him and Raj's relationship, then maybe he tells him in the future. But Raj wanted to keep it a secret. Maybe he's a little bit embarrassed that he didn't actually go all the way through. But again, it was interesting to see him talking and engaging with Bernadette and Penny last episode, because he did have a drink with him each time. The scenarios actually helped with that. It wasn't that he was just swigging alcohol consistently. It just fit the scenes that he was in. And like I said, mate, I'd love to see him progress forward, because it does make his character a lot better in my opinion. But thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Priya's calling in a few minutes on Skype, and we are going to have a dinner date.
How can she have dinner?
Fine, whatever, Priya. We'll be having breakfast.
I suppose you could call it a din-fast date. But if you did, you'd open yourself to peer-based mocking. Paraffin candles may contain carcinogens. Unless lung cancer is the ambiance you were going for at your din-fast. You know, I make a point of never interfering in your personal affair.
Yes, I've always admired that about you.
Priya has moved back to India to pursue her law career. You could use that time to take up a hobby.
Some people might say that it's great that we're trying to make things work long distance. They'd say things like, love is stronger than the miles between you. Video chat with Amy all the time. How is this different?
Don't you like Amy?
Of course I like Amy.
Well, there's the difference.
Leonard,
Hey, honey.
I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too.
I miss the old days when your romantic partners could be returned to the video store. Thanks for letting me stay here while Leonard Skypes with his girlfriend. I must say, I'm enjoying your new chair. This is a chair worthy of the name.
What name?
Chair.
All right, well, I'm glad you like it. I mean, I still can't get over the fact someone just threw it away. Yeah, it was just sitting on the street. I paid a homeless guy $10 to help me get it up here.
Oh, dear. I need to use your shower. There's a wet Band-Aid on the shower floor.
We're going to this, right? They was talking about, well, he was having dinner and she was having breakfast, and, it made me think, if you had to choose, you could only have one meal of the day. Well, not one meal like an OMAD, but I mean, like, if you could only have breakfast and lunch, or you could have lunch and dinner, which one would you pick? I would much prefer to eat breakfast. Now, I do love dinners, I do love steaks, I do love, like chicken, pasta, whatever it is, but like, the time I am most hungry is awaking. When I get up from bed, I'm starving, absolutely starving. I would rather eat then, and then, I could survive eating lunch and not the rest of the day. Where I could never wake up and not eat breakfast and just have lunch and tea. You know what I mean? Like, I have to eat in the morning. It's when I'm most starving. And, it's interesting as well, like, the different type of foods each country eats as well. Like, a big, lovely, full English breakfast is the way to go here in the UK. But what is your country's natural, like, traditional breakfast? That's what I'd like to know. Because obviously in the UK, we have like sausage, bacon, eggs, scrambled egg, tomatoes, black pudding. Do you know what I mean? We had the beans, the toast, big, massive breakfast. Is there any other countries that have like national tradition breakfast styles or tea or food? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it that you love to have?
This is fun. I've never used a hydraulic thermoforming press before.
It's pretty sweet, huh? This little baby set the university back 175 grand.
Oh yeah, this is one good-looking panini.
How's it going with the long-distance love affair?
Not easy, but we're making it work.
Say, making it work, does that include doing the cyber nasty? You know, the virtual pickle tickle? Digital bound tickle.
Come on, dude, this is my sister you're talking about.
Hey, Leonard jiggling his junk at her through a webcam has got to be easier for you to deal with than him actually touching her with it. With high-speed internet, you have at your fingertips the greatest advancement in the field of sex since the invention of the washcloth.
Good, there you are. I need you to check my head for chair lice.
Catch bugs from Penny's chair.
Yes, I did. And now they're cavorting at the base of my hair follicles.
Say it on some crazy idea and then blow it way out of proportion.
Name one time I've ever done that.
How about when you put GPS trackers in your garbage because you were convinced North Korean spies were stealing your doodles? The time you put on my shirt by mistake and were convinced you'd started growing again.
I said name one. You really need to work on your listening skills. Penny. 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 You need to remove that chair from the building.
Okay, relax. I took off the slip covers, had them dry clean, and then fumigated the cushions.
Has a strong toxic chemical smell. That's reassuring.
Why don't you give it a try, Sheldon? Why don't you just admit you overreacted?
No, thank you.
All right. Is it just his mental block?
Living with a chihuahua.
Penny. Penny. Penny.
What's the word, hummingbird?
Please wait in my apartment as I call the authorities so they may remove the chair of death. Under my authority as a self-appointed member of the Centers for Disease Control Street Team, these premises are condemned. As a man with a keen sense of style, I must tell you, that chair does not work with the room. Penny? Penny?
The thing is, alright, it's actually not wrong, is it?
Penny.
No. Like the chair, for example. Okay, she got it off the street, sound. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, you would want it cleaned, wouldn't you? Like any normal person would want it actually fumigated, dry clean, make sure that it was clean. You know, if it's been found on the street, God knows what could be in it. And it's just a couple of quid, a couple of bucks, whatever you want to call it, to get it in there and be reassured that you've got a clean new chair is the way to go. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really blame him for that. I mean, you could blame Sheldon for OTT, mate, in his, you know, his cleanliness. But in that fact, you know, it's a reasonable request, isn't it, to be honest? And you'd think that you'd want to do it anyway for your apartment. I wouldn't go outside on the street now and just pick something up and bring it in and be like, yo, part of the furniture, I'd want to make sure that it was nice and clean and obviously safe.
Okay, so I guess I'll just jump right in.
All right.
You're a naughty girl, and I want to punish you with my love. Not naughty. You're dirty.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay, you're a dirty, revolting girl.
God, Leonard, stop talking.
Why don't you just give me 5 minutes? I'll Google how to do this. I'll call you right back.
Take off your shirt. Now take off your shorts.
Naked.
Wonderful. Now I'll take off my clothes.
Internet going, mate, undo it.
Here I am, baby. You missed these?
Damn it.
Oh, Leonard, already.
Screen froze. It's probably just buffering. Just give it a second. So how are your mom and dad?
Yeah, I really don't want to talk about my parents now.
Yeah, sure.
Please let me know when you and your girlfriend are done hogging the bandwidth for your self-abuse. I'm trying to stream a movie on Netflix in here.
Well, I'm streaming this on Netflix, mate. Leonard looked like he's actually got a bit toned. He was never fat, you know. Like, some people actually take them as, like, offensive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ever watched The Vampire Diaries with us or the originals, but I thought that Rebecca, Claire Holt on that, lost pure weight. And I was like, wow, you know, she looks, like, really good. But I never meant she never looked good before. You know, I was just saying, like, I could tell that she's put effort in to change it. Do you know what I mean? And I also feel like Hope done it as well on Legacies, if I'm being totally honest. Hers was really, really good. And I feel like Leonard, I mean, I'm not that we've seen him with his top off much, but he looks like he's a bit leaner. He looks like he's worked on himself.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking.
Amy.
You are aware that your ritualistic knocking behavior is symptomatic of obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Is not.
Would you like to hear me play a bossa nova standard on the harp?
No. You're good friends with Penny, right?
Best friends, besties, BFFs.
She might listen to you about the dangers of owning unhygienic furniture. Penny has dragged a chair in off the street whose unknown provenance jeopardizes the health and welfare of every resident in our building.
Because you have a focus on cleanliness bordering on the psychotic doesn't mean I have to participate.
Name your price.
Kiss me where I've never been kissed before?
Yes, I'm locking it,
You mean
mate.
like Salt Lake City?
Never mind. I'll talk to Penny.
Thank you.
I don't know about this, Howard.
What? You're having trouble with the long-distance lovemaking? This is your answer. You have one, Priya has one in India. When you move your lips and tongue on yours, it transmits exactly what you're doing to hers. See? Internet kissing.
Yo, that is mad.
I'll try it.
Almost. Really get your tongue in there to activate the motion sensor.
Like this?
Really French it.
Better?
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Just bit my tongue.
Oh, I nibbled. I was being playful.
Pretty cool, huh? Probably would cost like $200 in a store.
I just have one question about the chair.
And what's that?
Aren't you worried about it being unhygienic?
I get it. Sheldon sent you. He put you up to this.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Yes, he did. He absolutely did.
I thought you were my friend.
No, I am your friend. Please don't be mad at me. Look, I'm sitting in your chair. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a great chair. Something in the chair is biting my tushy. It's not important. Ow!
Yo, that's bad. That's why you get it fumigated and checked out before you put it in there. Just don't take it right off the
I
street.
think I figured this thing out.
Oh, Leonard, listen.
No, you listen. You're my woman, and I'm gonna make you feel things you have never felt before.
My parents are here.
Hello, Leonard.
Yo, that'll be well awkward.
Check it out. Free chair.
Yeah. Hey, you know, if this was in Sheldon and Leonard's apartment, I wouldn't wind up sitting on the floor all the time. What kind of idiot throws you a terrific chair like this?
Yeah, what is that? What actually is that? You know, it looks well hanging. Now, again, you know, Sheldon, well, he was proved right in this episode, but just in general anyway, you know what I mean? If you're taking anything that anybody's thrown out off the street and you put it in your own place, make sure that is dry cleaned, you know, fumigated, there's nothing there, because look at the state on that. That was disgusting, but interesting as well, you know. I like how hardcore Amy is all in on the friendship with Penny, you know what I mean? Literally, she's more involved and engaged with that than she is with Sheldon. You know, let's talk about the Leonard situation with Priya. You can't really blame him for that situation there at the end, can you? And, you know, you would think that she would start with the parents in the screenshot, so he actually knew what was going on, you know, considering the last time they was together or whatever talking, he was in that type of situation, you know what I mean? It's not his fault that he actually read the situation wrong, but they're trying it, which is interesting. I was mentioning it at the start of the episode, like, is she just gone? Or maybe I mentioned it in last episode, I can't remember, but, like, we are addressing that she's obviously still here, but not here. She's obviously on the virtual screen, and it's only going to be a matter of time before it fizzles out and she's gone away, you know what I mean? And, you know, unlucky to Priya, they probably tried it, had the intentions to keep her, and probably didn't really stick with everybody, and obviously, you know, they've, instead of it just cutting her, they've obviously fizzled it out, she's moved away, and their relationship's not going to last long term, is it? You know, you can understand people that may go to college and stuff like that, you know, you're from Texas and you're going to college in Boston or whatever like this, and you've gone long distance for a year or something, but, like, you know, living in India, living in the US, and having no intentions of actually being in one or other location together, it's not going to actually happen, is it? So it's starting with pretty much failing straight away, but it'll be interesting to see how long it lasts. And again, you know, Howard and Raj are a bit weird as well out there, you know, and that's what makes me laugh. They are like together, two peas in a pod, and they was proper going tongs all in that machine, which I think is crazy as well. And, you know, we're talking about Howard and not getting these positions and doing this and that, and he didn't really get that because crashed the Mazda over, and Sheldon said something, he set his career back, but, like, he does overstep his boundaries in terms of the equipment and the use of it, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Like, he was using something there that he said cost 175k to cut paninis, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that machine that he made himself is his or it's a university's, but I mean, that's a pretty crazy machine. And the weird thing is, yeah, if that probably was something on sale now, people probably would buy it. Like, I actually do feel like if there was a machine like that, and like I could touch it here and somebody else could feel it like over there, like that probably would sell on the market. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So 2 in the bag, 2 pretty good ones to start the season. If I'm being honest, I really have enjoyed them. Now, you know, I'm interested to see what we do with Leonard and Penny this season, to be honest, because obviously I feel like he's going to break up with, obviously, Priya. You know, it's not really going to go well, as I was mentioning there. If they're going to try and do long distance, then that's not actually going to happen. But with Penny, you know, are we going to always kind of keep him and her away from each other? They don't really engage in many scenarios and situations anymore. And I actually really think that, you know, the best times that we had was them actually being together, which is crazy, to be honest. Or the pursuit of her as well. You know, if you look at it, they're never actually socially around each other anymore, which is interesting. And obviously I get it, but like, I really do miss them two kind of together. And do you know what I actually miss as well? Penny and Sheldon spending more time together. I used to enjoy their relationships in their episodes when it was just them in the early seasons. I know that obviously we've had the introduction of Bernadette and Amy, which we didn't see Bernadette in today's episode, I don't think, but obviously Amy, she's becoming besties now with you know, with Penny. And it seems to like kind of like took over it in that scenario. And I would like to see, obviously, maybe the pursuit of obviously Leonard and Penny again back together, because obviously you can't just jump out of one relationship and back into the other. But I do wish that we kind of do the slow burner again on them. You know, it's going to be the Ross and Rachel thing, where obviously continually on and off, on and off, on and off until you get towards the very end and they're together, which I don't actually mind. But I do actually think that the best type of scenes and scenarios and sequences that we get on the show is when them two are actually engaging together in the part of the group, and I really wish that we do get more of that this season and we don't really hold off and distance themselves from each other. So that's something that I hope to see moving forward. But if you did enjoy today's episode, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.